for Thursday.
I'm curious, do you know what kind of delivery it is? How many items is in the delivery?
Let me see if it tells me. I'll look at the bill lading. Okay, so let's see. It says it's a bumper.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big package. I guess Friday's totally fine. We'll just schedule it for that. Freaking body kit's on the way, dude.
Guys are going to be on TV, man.
Yeah, go for it. It's a 2016 McLaren 650S.
You got it. What does it have? Just
front end damage.
Front end damage?
Yeah, the owner before me who crashed it hit a light pole, and the light pole just went straight through here. So.
Lucky he survived.
I don't know if he survived.
Thank you, Nick.
Appreciate you, man. All right, you guys. Well, after 2 months, we finally got it. Front bumper and the fenders and the grills. That is $4,800. And this front end kit is coming from China. It is an aftermarket replacement. This is the bumper and the fenders. Basically just the full front end kit that I bought for almost $5,000. Everyone's saying like, stay away from Chinese parts, man. They're never gonna fit right. We'll see. If I can get these for like a fourth of the price as OEM parts and make it fit right, and it looks better after it's all said and done, that's a big win. Looks like we do indeed have fenders, which is good. We do in fact have a very cheaply made fiberglass skid plate. This is literally as cheap as you could possibly get right here. I can almost see through it. Wow. I'm kind of concerned now for the quality of the rest of the parts though, that's for sure. Maybe I should have unboxed this first because wow, high quality stuff right here. Let's get these fenders unboxed as well. This is awesome. The quality is not perfect, obviously, but wow, it's got the skid plate and everything. Freaking legit. If you've never ordered like a body kit or something, this is my first time. That's probably why I'm so excited, but if you've never taken a delivery of something like this, man, nothing quite like it. Everything basically here is just held together. This is actual metal. How about that? It's a real grate. That's actually more impressive than I was expecting. All right, now the main event. 675 LT style grilled fenders. Got a big old handprint on it already and everything. Big old greasy handprint. I can already tell that body work is going to be required, but it's the right shape and that's all I really care about. When I'm actually getting down to painting, since I have to paint all these anyway, that's one step I already had to do is body work and sanding and wet sanding and everything. As long as it actually fits to the car and I can make it work. All right, and the last piece of the puzzle. That's so sick, man. So the last damage we have to address are these kinked lines in the back that actually run underneath the car through a tunnel back there. Since there are hoses already in the system, I might just go old school and just cut the kinked sections out and then run a longer hose to, you know, the new flared end. The only problem so far I'm running into is I have a flaring tool and it does double flares and bubble flares, but not for this size of pipe. So that's what I'm gonna be starting off with today. And I'm just gonna see if I can fix it with good old school methods or if I have to buy a full OEM freaking coolant line that runs all the way back assembly. Here's the $1,100 module I had to buy so the car could communicate with the battery. Here it is. The stock McLaren 650S needs to plug into the OEM McLaren battery. Sean programmed this out, so this is up for grabs. If somebody needs it, hit me up. I'll probably let it go for like 400. Here's the last piece of the puzzle to have access to all these coolant lines underneath here. All right, let's see what we got. We're already missing a screw here, obviously, and 2 screws back here. Obviously, somebody has been under here. Holy crap, that is like a circle. Are you serious? This one is 2. Why could people just not strip bolts out so dramatically like that? It's not that hard. How do you freaking do that working on a car like this? I don't care if you're like the cheapest mechanic ever. Come on. It's always these one little stupid things that take like 45 minutes to get a freaking little screw out. Thank you. Freaking out to use a screw extractor. Are you serious? The socket broke off inside. Why, dude? Get good tools, everybody. It helped that these screws are all rusty too. So you just chop them off, then you take them over there and they make the same similar.
Pretty much. Oh, okay.
All of the kinked ones already have hoses in the line, so I can't imagine using a hose would be.
I have an old school Bobcat and you can't buy parts for it anywhere. So you have to have them made. So I had to kind of figure out that stuff.
Yeah, you've already done it a time or two.
Right.
I just don't want to replace the whole unit because because it would just be a lot of disconnecting stuff in the engine bay, and I can't even access that right now. So
Right. A whole lot of extra work.
if we can just fix it from the front, that would be awesome. Okay, so let's talk about these crushed coolant lines. The OEM fix McLaren would do, obviously, is put it on a lift, remove all the under panels, disconnect every single hose from the engine bay where they connect, and just drop the whole assembly and replace the whole assembly of pipes. But I'm going to go ahead and just chop off the damaged sections and then run hoses from there. I know it sounds like a cheap fix, but there's already hoses in the lines only a few inches farther up, so I'll basically only be adding a few inches of hose to each line. And trust me, I thought a lot about this. This fix will A, be fully functional, and B, save me about $4,000 and weeks of work. I know it feels kind of wrong to me too, but I think it's the right move for this project, at least to get the hoses connected back up so we can run the car up to temperature and make sure that there's no huge mechanical issues first. So as luck would have it, my neighbor's cousin Ryan stopped in the garage and introduced himself to me one night just to see the project. Turns out this guy actually rebuilds cars too and has a lot more experience than I do in these kind of things. So he volunteered to help me fix these coolant lines since he had done pipe flaring before. So that was awesome. But the problem with flaring these pipes, especially the HVAC pipes, is I couldn't find a 3/4 inch flare tool. That was the largest pipe that we needed to flare. The biggest one I found was a 5/8. But Ryan went ahead and got creative and began modifying a wire crimper to be a manual flaring tool. So he's chopped it up with the grinder so we can insert it into the pipe. And it should work. He spent a good bit of time practicing on scrap pipe before doing the real deal, and they all came out great. I really appreciate the time that he put into doing it right as it can be for the situation, obviously. Anyway, this was a huge help since I was really uncertain how to proceed because this was my first time flaring pipes like this. Yeah, so huge respect for his skills. All right, well, with these pretty much repaired, I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for what we're doing here, but dude, it was like, this was the easiest at best fix that should be fully functional and should work fine. Super fun fact for you guys. All of the hydraulic lines were completely fine. If even one hydraulic line had been severely broken or kinked to a degree where it wouldn't function properly, we would have had to literally take all of these pipes out to repair just one hydraulic line. None of them were actually damaged. It was only coolant lines that had been kinked. So that is fantastic news. And so that's why we're doing this here today. It should be fully functional, and and if it's not, we'll repair it later. I think this will work just fine. So this right here is the outlet for the heater core, and this is the stock tube that comes on it. And fun fact, McLaren decided to make this go from 5/8 to 1/2 inch. So this is actually a tapered tube. So I can't just run a 5/8 tube straight to that. I actually had to just get the stock fitting to go in here and flare it for the hose. It works, it's functional, it's fine. All right, quick update for everybody. I'm gonna move on to a lot of small things. I've been working off camera on a lot of dumb little things. So I wanted to get the HVAC inlet installed, that big box right here, before everything else gets put on, because it'll be the easiest to access at that point. But I have to take all 4 of these screws out because the box just got ripped off. So there's screws from the box, and then there's nuts inside that I have to like clip vice grips to the outside just to have enough torque to actually get the nut off from inside. But anyway, the right side, the passenger side ones, I need to be on the passenger side, but the window is rolled all the way up over there, so I can't open the door until I have battery power. So now I'm just doing what I can do. I put the tunnel, the little coolant line tunnel back on. All the coolant lines are permanently where they're going to go, if all goes well and they don't all leak. But now I'm thinking about putting the subframe in here. If I had the subframe in, then I can connect the battery, and then I can open the window to then install the heater box. Oh yeah, but I can't put the subframe in until I fix this plug, which was a hydraulic, it connects to the back of the hydraulic unit to control it. A couple wires got ripped, but it's just dumb little things like this that just make each step kind of like, well, where should I actually begin? But I mean, this is easy enough, so I'll probably just splice this in. So yeah, that's how my day's going right now. All right, well, jumper cables did not work getting the window open because there's so many ground wires that are all disconnected still. And those all bolt onto the subframe, which I don't have in. So I'm just gonna get the subframe on. And first thing I'm gonna do is repair this one damaged connector that goes behind the subframe, like on the hydraulic pump, it kind of plugs in way back here. So I'm gonna get to soldering, and let's just get to this. New wiring harness. Let's find this connector and chop that sucker off and get it spliced in. The first new connectors have gone on from the new wiring harness. They look very close to OEM. You saw me on the second connector actually sandpaper the wires to make them a little bit fresher. I should have done that on the first one, but I'm just getting back into this. So now that all the cobwebs are cleared out, doing wiring, this is gonna go a lot faster. And I got a new soldering iron that works way better than the old Harbor Freight one that I was using for this first one. But anyway, there's more broken connectors here and there, but most of them are still here. It's just a matter of all the broken wires that go to the front end. I need to reconnect all those wires. And right now I actually get to disconnect this connector that goes to the old HVAC units. It's not a huge thing, but I'm really loving seeing all the old parts, all the broken pieces coming off, and all the new stuff going on permanently. Out with the old and in with the new. And all these connectors go to the heater box. So we're piecing this together, you know, piece by piece. I'm figuring out where all these connectors are going to. All these will go straight up here, and then I fix this wiring here, and all of that will lead to the front. And but yeah, man, we're just figuring this out piece by piece. It's awesome seeing it all come together. This is the second time installing a subframe here. I had to take it off, I put it back on, I took it off, and now here we are putting it back on again. And in OEM fashion, I'm gonna put some blue thread locker on it as well, since this hopefully is the last time we have to do it. All right, let's get to it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let me get all the rest of the bolts in before I actually tighten everything, you know, to spec. We'll see if I can even find specs on this, but if nothing else, just freaking tight. Plenty of space to put the heater box in. Plenty of space to easily connect the connectors for the hydraulic unit. Bro, this thing's gonna look so clean when it's done. This is awesome, seeing it like easily accessible and serviceable. It's so cool because everything is like lining up where it needs to go, like OEM, because all these were all bent backwards and now they all pretty much line up how they need to be for a stock fitment. So cool, so cool. The car is alive, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yay, the windows rolled themselves all the way down. Freaking seriously, I probably need to get this recalibrated again. Like, I mean, that was indeed the whole point of putting the battery back on, is to get this passenger side window down. We did get quite a bit done though. It doesn't look like much, but actually not bad progress. And then next video, yeah, probably all the wheels come on, all the body panels come on, all the actual electronics come on, wiring harness is gonna be fixed. Yeah, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. All right, you guys, well, I took the battery back out now that the windows are all rolled down how they needed to be to open that door. When all these hoses are cut to length, you know, you won't see them very much at all. It will look more OEM. There's gonna be a lot of actual pipes running around as they're supposed to be, but I haven't cut these to length yet. But minus those hoses, this whole thing looks like factory. If you tore a factory 650S down to this stage, we're actually just building this car out now. Like, we're putting new parts on permanently. So it's just gonna be a functioning, running and driving car. It'll actually, I think, go a lot faster than you guys might expect now that we have all the little stuff done this video. It's just a matter of piecing it all back together. I suspect next video too, you'll see Ryan back out here. He says apparently his specialty is wiring, and that's definitely not my specialty. So when I actually start digging into more wiring, Ryan will probably come back out if he's up for it. This is gonna be freaking sweet. I am beyond excited. Wow. I couldn't help myself. I had to just do this. This thing is going to look so sick. I can't even explain to you how cool it looks in person. This is the first time I'm seeing any kind of completed, like, not damaged panels up front. And dude, I'm so stoked for this. So cool. Hopefully you guys can see the vision. In my head, it's a complete car already, but Hope it drives as good as it looks in the future. Just getting it to look like a real car again is such a big motivation for me right now. It's really cool to see it like this, even though it's still very bare. Almost forgot to mention the windshield finally came in, and this was $1,600, which is probably cheaper than the, you know, OEM windscreen McLaren would send me. Sometimes when it's aftermarket, you don't know what you're gonna get. And unfortunately, we got ourselves a pretty damaged, obviously something got yanked right here. And you guys can see the safety tape is definitely torn. It looks like the wires running through the tape are still okay, but honestly, until we install it, I don't know if it'll be functional or not. This was sent by RC Auto Glass. Took a long time to get this thing, and it came a little bit damaged. So maybe they'll resolve it. Maybe it'll work just fine. I'm not worried about it just yet, but that was my experience, so I like to just share everything with you guys. Just like that, part number 5 on this series is already over. Can you guys believe it? Whew, I can't. I know at this stage of the build, it gets a little repetitive, just what we're doing, all the small wiring stuff and hoses and whatnot. Not that much fun to watch for you or for me. It's not much fun to do either. So I hope by next video, we're gonna have all the stuff, all the freaking radiators, the whole front end buttoned in, steering and the coolant buttoned up. But man, this thing is gonna start flying together faster than you guys know. I hope. I mean, there's still a lot to do and a lot to figure out for me. But so anyway, next video, you guys should be seeing a lot more exciting things happening, all the big components being installed, and all the big components I've already taken off, so I know how they all go back together generally. I know when we actually put the wiring harness together for the front end sensors and stuff, there's gonna be more sensors I have to buy. I don't know exactly what I need just yet. There's gonna be a lot of empty plugs that I'll have to fill. And as long as the engine bay opens, we can potentially actually fire this thing up with a fresh oil change in it and let it run up to temperature and hopefully not have insane mechanical issues that were undisclosed by Copart, which could be a thing, which could definitely happen. Theinja.com, if you guys want to support some of the build, that would be awesome. And if you guys buy an air pump or a screwdriver kit, things I actually physically send out myself, I'll definitely give you a handwritten note, maybe even throw in some kind of like a piece of the McLaren or something. It's been a really cool project so far. I've loved it. So that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in part number 6.